Okay, so now that we did the algebra, let's go. I'm going to go ahead and turn to my Desmos calculator and kind of verify what we basically found algebraically. And again, if you're doing your math right, the graph and everything should be spot on. So in this case, right, here's the first one, 4 minus 4x over 2x plus 1. And we do see that it does in fact have a horizontal asymptote. And we found it to be the line y equals negative 2. So you can kind of visually see it. But if I add that in there, y equals negative 2, right, we can see that we've got it, right? So in that bluish, well, let me change the color for it. So again, it's not part of the graph, but we notice that y equals negative 2, right, the graph in both directions, if we get big positively, we approach it. If we get big negatively, we approach it. And so we basically verified that. What we also verified is that we actually don't cross the horizontal axis at any asymptote at any time. So you can actually see that as well. And then related to what I talked about earlier, there's a vertical asymptote right around, let me zoom in here. There's a vertical asymptote right around, there's negative 1. So right around negative 1/2, there's a vertical asymptote. So we can see the graph is in fact ripping itself apart, right, at that value. So there's a vertical asymptote at negative 1/2. There's a horizontal asymptote at negative 2, right? The function is ripping itself apart at the vertical asymptote. It's tapering to the horizontal asymptote, and then nowhere does it actually cross the horizontal asymptote, as our math is basically showing. All right, so we've got that. Let me take those off of here. For the next one, the x squared minus 4x plus 1, again, there's that graph. Let me put it in black. And then we found that the function, right, that it's the asymptote is x minus 1. And again, let me put that in another color. And so again, we can see that that behavior is actually true, right? So there's the graph in black, and in both directions we're hugging the line x minus 1. So again, our math was good in part B. And then last but not least, for the last one, let me bring that back. Let me turn that off, turn that on, and put this guy on. Put it in black. So here's the graph of this, come on, turn on. So here's the graph of this guy. Alright, so there's the graph of this one. And we do in fact see that in both directions the x-axis is actually serving as the horizontal asymptote. And then we've already predicted that at 2, 0, and it's kind of hard to see because so many other things going on, but as we get closer and closer to 2, right, we're a little bit below it and above it, but right at 2, we are in fact crossing the horizontal asymptote at that location. So we can see that our math was good. We also notice, again, relating this to earlier discussion, right, at negative 3 we have a multiplicity of 2, so I expect there to be a vertical asymptote, behavior being the same, so we can see that. And then at x equals to 5, the multiplicity was 3, and so I expect the graph to be behaving differently in either direction with regard to that asymptote, and we see that that's happening as well. So everything we've learned in this section so far is visualized on that graph, which tells us that our math is good, we're doing things good, our graph matches our theory. All right, so there you have it. We'll do one more video where we truly put all this together, but I'll do that in a video. We'll start fresh and new. See you guys then.